Finding your way through Germany's culture jungle isn't easy, so we've sent our reporters off in search of answers to the most burning questions. Today we're looking at museums and the rapidly changing way people are using them.
Building and rebuilding museums has become a central preoccupation of the art world in recent years. Museums are not merely receptacles for old artifacts. They're often spectacular works of art in their own right. Some say the architecture is becoming the main attraction. Have museums become modern society's holy sites?
I can answer that with an unqualified yes. People of all generations, young and old, flock to museums. There are no generation gaps there. If you go to a pop concert, you'll see just one generation. But that's not the case in museums.
Wolf Kuhnelt came up with the idea of the Long Night of the Museums right here in Berlin. With just one entrance ticket and a complimentary shuttle bus service, art lovers can visit more than 100 different museums all in one night.
Welcome to the 28th Long Night of the Museums. Our next stop is the Museum for Communication, where there will be a workshop at 8 p.m.
It was a true Berlin invention, and a good one.
30,000 people take part this night, trekking from one museum to the next, discovering new art along the way. The world of museums used to be very different.
The idea that museums are dry and dusty places had to do with the self-absorption of scholars and antiquarians. They studied each object closely and reached incredible depths of knowledge. But along the way, they forgot that a museum not only collects and cares for artifacts, it also displays them. It makes them available and accessible to the public. They tended to forget that.
But that has certainly changed. Now it seems people can't get enough of museums. They represent an escape from the outside world of confusion and crisis, a place to warm up and indulge the senses. And a long night of museums is like a crash course in arts and culture.
The sustainability aspect is completely different from, say, a pop concert. There, the lights go out, people go home, and that's that. After a night in the museums, when the lights go out, people start to plan another visit. That's a big difference.
Because of their sheer size or beauty, many museum buildings draw huge crowds. The Pinakothek der Moderne in Munich, for example, designed by Stefan Braunfels, which opened in 2002.
When it was built, it was the biggest museum construction project in Germany, especially for modern art. It was a massive, spectacular building, and its very exterior signaled that it was something very special.
People also flocked to the new museum in Berlin, beautifully restored by David Chipperfield and reopened in 2009. It drew countless visitors while it was still empty. To mark its reopening, Sascha Waltz choreographed a performance in its bare halls.
Say you're about to celebrate your 20th birthday. You could go and look at the Dutch masters at the Gemäldegallery and see how they lived back then, how they partied, the decor, their clothes, what they got up to. It's inspirational. People should be encouraged more to go to museums and take a look.
Kuhnelt wants people to really use museums, though many visitors approach museums with respect and humility, as if they were sacred sites.
We see that over and over again. I notice it during tours, and my colleagues have too. In modern times, because of the influence of the media and the endless flood of images and information, museums have become a place of respite. They're a place to contemplate questions and problems, and they're a source of enjoyment. Not as a place of worship, but a place where you can just be.
A museum can serve as a place of retreat, a place of wonder. For some, museums can even take on a church-like quality.
Each object is unique, and if you're open to it, every encounter with a new piece of art is a special experience. It can even be compared to a religious experience if you want to go that far.
In my opinion, what a church is all about is entirely different. Churches give answers. That's something that would simply destroy art. Art can't provide answers. It can't show you strategies for life. But it can give you an impetus to think twice about important questions that you might not have considered otherwise.
So are museums places of pilgrimage in modern society? The answer seems to be yes. And that may well be a good thing, because museums are so often a place where we can find ourselves again.
That was part 6 of our series Germany's Culture Jungle, your weekly compass for the country's art scene. Next time, we'll be looking at contemporary composers.